Welcome back. In the last lecture, we looked at a few different ways to manipulate data, especially missing data. We looked at in place. So if you want to perform an operation on Pandas data frames in place, you can set the in place parameter to true, or you can reassign it by using, we don't have a reassignment example. Or you can reassign it by setting it to equaling something. Now, we've had enough of working with missing data. How would we create data from existing data? Well, Pandas has a few different ways that you can create data, such as building a new column. Let's have a look at a couple of different ways. Let's start with a series. So maybe we'll comment this first. We'll go column from series. And then we'll create a series called seats column equals PD series. And maybe inside that series, we'll put a few numbers of 5, because a few of our cars have 5 seats. Or actually, all of our cars have 5 seats, but we're not going to fill it up. So we got car sales, seats. And now the way to make a new column, we'll put a comment here. New column called seats. Remember, our car sales data frame is the one we were working with above. So we can view it here. So car sales, new column. Now, it's very similar to how you would select a column to create a new column. But remember, we're going to run the code first before we discuss it. So we're going to set it equal to the seats column, which is that series we've just created. And now we want to view our car sales data frame. Excellent. So we see what this has done. We've got the exact same columns as before, but this time we've now got seats on the right-hand side. So that's created a column on the very right. When you create a new column in Pandas, by default, it appears on the very right-hand side of your data frame. But we've got some missing values here. Okay. That's because our series was only 5 by 5. So it was length 5 with the value 5. I'm getting confused with all these 5s here. So this is just to say, this Toyota white car, $400,000, because we haven't fixed up that price column, and it has 5 seats. But how would we fill this NAN? Maybe we can use car sales with the seats column. We saw this before in the previous video. Fill NA, and we want 5. There we go. Oh, we want in place. Yeah, so we don't have to. In place equals true. Shift, and now we have a look at car sales. Oh, mistake. There we go. All of our cars have 5 seats. Beautiful. We kind of already knew that already. Or maybe some didn't have 5 seats. Now there's another way to create a column, and that's from a Python list, which is similar to a series. So column from list. I might type in Python list. So we want maybe fuel economy. That's something else you'd want to consider when you're buying a car. These days you want to make sure that you're getting the best value or the best bang for your buck. Did I spell economy right? No, mix them up. There we go. We want maybe 7.5 litres per 100 kilometres, 9.2, 5.0, 9.6. We're just making these numbers up here. There we go. It's about 5 long as well. And we want car sales. What should we call this column? Fuel per 100 km. That's nice and easy to remember. Equals, we're going to set it to being equal to our fuel economy list. Economy. And then we're going to have a look at it here. Value error. What did we get wrong? Length of values does not match length of index. So that's an interesting error. So maybe we need more values in here. Let's keep filling it up. 8.7, 3.0. This is a really fuel efficient car. See what happens. Still not the same. What do we need? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more should do. 4.5. There we go. So if you want to create it from a list, did that on purpose, wink wink, it has to be the same length as your existing data frame, whereas a series can be different kind of length to what your data frame already is. So we needed 9 or 10 values in here because it starts from 0, because our original car sales data frame was of length 10. All right, let's have another look at a way. What if we wanted to create a column from another column? So as if we wanted to figure out how much this car has fuel it's used in its lifetime. So if this is per 100 kilometers, it's done 150,000 kilometers. Maybe if we divided the odometer column by 100 and times it by this column, we could work out how many liters of fuel this car has used in its whole entire life. Let's try that out. So if we go car sales dot, what's a good name? Total fuel used. Beautiful, equals car sales. We want the odometer column. Car sales, odometer. Maybe we press tab. There we go. Tab autocomplete. Now we want to divide this by 100 because this is fuel per 100 kilometers. And so we could times that by car sales. We want fuel per tab. Per tab? No. I press tab to get fuel per 100 kilometer. Now what do you think this will do? This is going to create a new column because this string doesn't exist in our data frame. And it's going to take the odometer column. Another beautiful thing about Panda's numeric columns is that you can perform operations directly on them. And then it's going to divide the odometer column by 100 and times it by the fuel per 100 kilometer column. Let's see what happens. We want to view our data frame. Beautiful. So this is going to be total fuel used in liters, or maybe we could have named that better. If we create this new column by typing in liters, L, it's going to create another column. Total fuel used, L. That's all right. We don't mind that for now. So 11,253 liters. If you did that in one go, that'd be quite expensive depending on the price of fuel where you live. All right, now there's one more easier way to create a column. We can do it from create a column from a single value. Let's do that. Car sales, maybe we want a simple one. Number of wheels equals 4. Because if your car didn't have 4 wheels, you probably wouldn't be able to drive. Now you can start to see how our data frame can evolve over time, right? We've manipulated a few things. Maybe some of these columns aren't very useful in the long run, but it's just an example of how you can quickly use Pandas to change up your data frame. We've adjusted the price column, we've lowered the make column, we've added a bunch of our own columns. These are steps you'll take in a data science or machine learning project, right? Maybe we'll add one more column. We want to know if our car's passed the road safety, and by default it equals true. This is just to give another example of different types of columns. So D types. So yeah, there we go. We've got a bool column on the end now. So bool, true or false. We've got a few ints, we've got a few floats, we've got some object columns, we've got true. So this is how versatile Pandas is, right? You can use many different data types with it. And now what if we wanted to remove one of our columns? It's like this one because it's got the L at the top and that's less confusing than this. We don't know what measurement that's in. You can use the function drop. So we're going to go drop for drop column. So we'll go total fuel used. That's our column name. Now we need to give it, drop requires the parameter axis. So axis equals 1. If you remember the anatomy of our data frame, let's see if we have it here. That's because columns are on axis equals 1. So remember how I said some functions require axis? It took me a while to remember this. But that's all you have to remember is if you're talking about a column, you're talking about axis 1. So let's do that. Drop, beautiful, car sales. It's still got that. We keep forgetting. I'm going to re-emphasize this point. We need to either reassign or use the in-place method. So we're reassigning our car sales data frame here. Drop, car sales, now we've dropped it. Beautiful. Yeah, look at that data frame. That's amazing. All right, so we've seen how to create a few different columns here. We've seen how to drop a column if we don't want it. There's a few more things we want to do for manipulating our data frames, but before this lecture gets too long again, go back. I want you to, if you're going to take a little break, take a little break, but otherwise, before the next lecture, try creating a column of your own. Something that can be as simple as you like, but just practice typing out some code like this. Maybe you do a little operation. It can be as fancy or as unfancy as you like, but just practice making a new column of your own, and I'll see you back in the next video.